empowering you, the grassroots activist. Here is Dr. Chaps.
Welcome back. I'm Dr. Chaps, joined again by Matt Barber with Christian Civil Rights Watch. Matt, mention your website and how can people support you?
Yeah, I would encourage people to visit truecivilrights.org. There's a way to contribute to what we're doing at Christian Civil Rights Watch, going on the offense against anti-Christian bigotry across the country.
Well, I'm thankful for your service to Christians in America who are persecuted. David Daleiden and Sandra Merritt are two of those Christians, and they are persecuted now by a federal judge, William Orrick, who decided to instruct a jury that they don't have First Amendment rights when they're engaging in journalism as undercover, expose. But they didn't trespass because they bought a ticket to the conferences where they attended. Mm-hmm. They didn't engage in illegal recording because it was in a public place and the other people were engaged in criminal activity. The judge ignored all that. But more importantly, he said the First Amendment is not a legal defense to their actions.
Yeah, and one of the counts was for RICO, the racketeering, which was a federal law put in place to go after mobsters, gangsters, the mafia.
Pro-lifers are now like the Godfather?
Yeah,
what
right.
Is this?
Well, and the pro-abort activists and judicial system have abused RICO for decades, for years, and used it against pro-lifers. The Supreme Court has finally ruled that they can't do that anymore. Well, so the judge, again, in order to try to circumvent that, a case that is addressing the issue of journalism on its face, covered by the First Amendment, free speech, the exposing of this criminal activity, the disseminating of the videos and the proof of this criminal activity, and the sharing of their opinions, the speech associated with that. We have a right to a free press covered by the First Amendment. We have right to freedom of religious expression. We have the right to free speech. This judge, it boggles the mind in order to circumvent that and try to shoehorn RICO into this and get around the Supreme Court's rulings that RICO cannot be applied to these pro-life activities. Just arbitrarily said this has nothing to do with the First Amendment, even though it does. So I want to be clear here that there are so many strong issues here for appeal. I believe that this judge will be smacked down. Now, of course, we're talking about the Ninth Circuit, which President Trump has vastly improved by putting originalists on the court.
But it's still 50-50.
It's still a toss-up, and the Ninth Circuit has long, the most overturned. They don't call it the Ninth Circus Court of Appeals for no reason. So I don't know what the Ninth Circuit's going to end up doing, but I believe ultimately, and Liberty Counsel, Sandra Merritt, David Daleiden are prepared to take this all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court. This is a travesty of justice by Judge Orrick here, and in my personal opinion, I believe it's sanctionable. He has so abused his judicial discretion here that I believe he should be sanctioned. But ultimately, I think in the end, this will be smacked down on appeal.
So you talked with Matt Staver this morning. He's been on our show, longtime friend. He had me on his TV show back in a decade ago. You were his co-host, his assistant dean at Liberty, and he was prime counsel. Liberty Counsel was defending Sandra Merritt. What was her part of this story?
Well, Sandra is a grandmother. She is a citizen journalist, activist, pro-life activist who, knowing that she was going into the lion's den here in various at these Planned Parenthood, and knowing how well funded a really billion-dollar organization getting $500 million in taxpayer dollars every year, which in and of itself is a travesty, put it all on the line, went in to expose this, not just criminal, this genocide that we see here. It is
for profit.
For profit, the selling of baby body parts. You remember famously one of the Planned Parenthood directors joking that they got these good money for all this different these different body parts, so that she could finance her Lamborghini. You remember that?
I remember that.
Yeah, it is just unbelievable. And of course, Planned Parenthood, they utilize their activists, and don't forget there are criminal charges against Sandra Merritt, David Daleiden, as well, with an activist attorney general going after Planned Parenthood, I believe in New York, or no, that's in California as well, going after them for criminality. They could literally go to prison for this, and we have activists, again, abusing the judicial system, and in this case, the criminal justice system, to try to punish free speech, punish investigative journalism, but more than all of that, in order to come to the defense of Planned Parenthood, punish pro-lifers, and try to send a shot over the bow so that any future pro-lifers who might expose this kind of criminality on the part of Planned Parenthood would think twice.
Why haven't the pro-aborts been tried with a crime? I mean, here they are caught on tape. The evidence is published all over the internet that they are engaging in the private for-profit sale of aborted baby body parts, which violates federal law. Where's the FBI on this? Why hasn't Attorney General William Barr prosecuted some of these Planned Parenthood executives?
Your answer is as good as mine. I don't know. And well, they should. And especially now under the Trump administration, they should, because here we have the difference being clear criminal activity, demonstrable criminal activity on the part of Planned Parenthood, which is prosecutable. But when you keep in mind that in the local, the state jurisdictions and venues here associated with this, these are liberal pro-abort activists that are going after, instead of going after the true criminals, going after the whistleblowers who have exposed the criminality.
So there is a whistleblower element to this. Can't David and Sandra be treated as if they are exposing crimes? Do whistleblowers have protection in these cases, or does it have to be an employee of the government to have that status?
Yeah, well, in this case, because it is a private organization, a private entity, it is not a government agency that we're talking about here, whistleblower statutes don't apply directly. However, clearly that's what we're doing here. Unlike the whistleblower with the impeachment fiasco with third, fourth hand knowledge, hearsay, these are individuals with direct knowledge and proof of criminality, exposing that criminality, and I hope that the Trump administration will get involved in this, and that the DOJ and Attorney General William Barr will go after Planned Parenthood. They have every reason and all of the evidence they need to do so.
This is PIJN News.
I'm Dr. Chaps. Some people are worried that we're losing our country, but they ask, how can we take a stand? We have produced now these two effective resources for you, a DVD video series and a book. Yours for a suggested donation of just $50, and we will offer you 4 videos on this disc to teach you how to become an effective Christian activist. For example, how did I send 5 million petitions to Congress? How did we organize and change bad laws or policies in 13 states? How did I run and win a seat in the Colorado legislature? We will also offer you this 30-day prayer manual, How to Liberate the World in 30 Days. They're both yours for a suggested donation of just $50. Visit our website, PrayInJesusName.org, or write to the address on your screen, or better yet, pick up the phone and call us at 866-OBEY-GOD. You can learn the easy steps to take back your country. Call us today.
Dr. Chaps needs your financial support to stay on the air. Would you please send your best donation today? Please visit PrayInJesusName.org to donate online. Or you can mail a check to Pray in Jesus Name Ministries, Post Office Box 77077, Colorado Springs, Colorado 80970. You can also call us toll-free right now at 866-OBEY-GOD. That's 866-OBEY-GOD. Please sign up for our free emails at PrayInJesusName.org. Again, that's PrayInJesusName.org.